This tutorial is about creating a MarkDown exception pricing promo. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go to your exception stack maintenance. Make sure that you've done your activation. And you're going to create a stack by clicking on New and fill in the following. You give the stack a name. I'm calling it Tutorial. You give it a description. It's really optional. Make sure you activate the stack and define the pricing mode. For a markdown, you have two options. Per line item, we'll put the markdown in the markdown field on the line item. So if you have an item that's $10 and you're giving it a 20% discount, you're going to have your unit price of $10, and in the markdown it's going to have your 20 cents. Or if it's $22 in your markdown. If you want it per sales transaction, then the markdown value is going to be accumulated for the whole order and put in the trade discount. I'm going to leave that one at the line item level. So I go ahead and I save my changes, and that created this entry below in this grid. Now I'm going to go create a card, an exception card. I've already created one called my tutorial markdown. Create a new one, you just click new and it blanks out these fields for you to start editing it. Or I can hit edit, and I'm bringing this one up here. So I called this tutorial markdown and I made sure it was active. I'm giving it a markdown of 10%, and I've got a date range that this is valid for. I called it type markdown, and it was going to be for a select group of items, and the group name was tutorial. Then I hit save changes. Before I did that, I had to create the group called tutorial. So I say assign item to groups. I hit new. I give it a group name and a description. So I created the one called tutorial. And then I hit save, and it brings it down here into this grid. Then I hit assign at the end of here. There's a couple different check marks. It can say show me just the assigned items, which this MST001 black has been assigned to it. If I want to assign more items, I give it an item range, click add, and then I say apply those filters. Now it's only showing me what's assigned. If I check unassigned and hit apply filters, now I see both assigned and unassigned items in that group range. So I can also give that promotion to another particular item in this group and hit save changes. So that tells me what items are part of that group. So back to the card. The card said what the select group of items are for. I think I missed one thing over on your stack, my tutorial markdown. I said it's only for a select group of customers, and it's a group of customers called tutorial. So the same theory here is that you create a customer group with the description, and then you click the assign, and it's showing here that these are just the assigned customers, in same way as I can show unassigned and do a customer range here and say apply the filters. So I've just got 3 customers assigned. So back to my card here. Okay, so my markdown, so I've indicated it's a markdown, but then I have to click on this black arrow to indicate more details about the markdown. I have to say whether it's a percentage I'm going to mark down or an amount. I'm going to do a percentage. Here I've already put something down in the grid here, so I'm going to say edit. I have to define for what price level this markdown is effective. So even though it might be for all customers or just a particular customer group, they have to be at this price level for it to be valid. And the unit, if you're using extended pricing, this is going to be this EXT PRC LVL is what you'll be using. Then I have to say when I purchase the item, it has to be of the unit of measure schedule each and the unit of measure of each in order to qualify. So if I bought a case, it wouldn't qualify for this, only the eaches. If I also want it to apply for case, I have to add another line item here, another row for all the different units of measure I want it to apply to. The currency is going to be your functional currency. If you're non-multi-currency, this will be a blank. You'll use the blank one. I'm not saying that they have to reach a minimum subtotal for the order in order to get this promotion, although that is an option. And I'm going to say it's a markdown of 10%. So here's how the entry gets added. And like I said, you have to have multiple ones for every different unit of measure that you're going to apply. And I say close. So what happens on the site, if I go to men's, and shirts, and the t-shirts, you'll see that my black t-shirt that I gave the promotion to, it indicates there's my 10%, and it also shows the end date. If I go into the item detail, I'll also see that, and I also see a promotional image that shows that it's on sale. Now this image itself, if I look at the properties, you create an image and put it in your images folder. That's called the card name. So that %20 is a space. So I've actually got in my images folder, I've got tutorial markdown underscore detail. That's the one that shows up on the item detail page. And I also got one called tutorial markdown underscore cart. That shows up in the shopping cart. So if I add this to the cart and I go to my shopping cart, you'll also see that promotional image shows there, and this is the one that's underscore cart. You also, when you click on these images, it can bring up an HTML that talks about the promotion that's available. Those are going to be saved in your HTML, your static pages folder. And here it's called tutorial markdown, and it's an HTML file. So that's the text that we're seeing when they click on the image itself. So here I've actually to put on my shopping cart, I'm displaying the markdown field. So you see that my unit price is 10. I've got a 10% discount. So that gave me $1 off, my extended price being $9. That's how you set, the last piece of this, go back to once I've created my card and my stack, then I have to assign my card to the stack. I didn't show you that part. So here's my stack. I click on assign, and I had to make sure that my card was assigned to my stack. So they both have to be active. They have to be for the date range, and the card has to be assigned to the stack.